Here's video of a big fish being hauled ashore. Mark Buddle has been boss of a powerful outlaw motorcycle club, accused of high-level involvement in international organized crime, and a man whose notoriety saw him living abroad for 6 years. Here he is on a high-security cloak and dagger flight to face justice on Friday, August 5th, 2022, after a secret deportation from Turkey to Australia 2 days before. Need a sign of his notoriety? After arrest, he was escorted by cops in this most unorthodox way. But that won't be the last indignity he faces. The Mob reporter here with news on the forced return of 37-year-old outlaw biker boss Mark Buddle, who is back in Australia after 6 years of living in exile. He's back but not free, in chains, facing life in prison. Let me tell you about it. Mark Buddle's arrest may be of great significance. He's not accused of just being a local operator or muscle or another cog in the machine, but of being a guiding mind, an influential player on the world stage. Buddle's name became synonymous with the powerful Comanchero Motorcycle Club, which police recently declared Australia's largest organized crime network. He rose swiftly within its ranks as his swagger grabbed public and police attention.
How many people have you buried alive? Not you.
Interest in Buddle increased substantially after the shooting death of a security guard delivering cash in Sydney in 2010. The messy armed robbery was pulled off by 4 men and remains unsolved, despite the offer of a $1 million reward. As part of their investigation, police wanted to talk to Buddle as a person of interest. No charges were ever filed, but attention remained, so much so he felt more comfortable living abroad. Although he left Australia to hop around the Middle East and the Mediterranean, he is said to have retained control of the Comanchero as a sort of Godfather figure. And while he was away, police pressure remained, including raiding the homes and businesses of those close to him, including his in-laws. In a raid last year, officers seized a diamond-encrusted gold ring in the shape of a 1% logo. That's the symbol of outlaw biker culture, and it's believed to be Buddle's ring. His jet-setting life in exile ended suddenly July 9th when he was arrested in Girna in northern Cyprus, an area under Turkish control. Perhaps seen as too hot for the small territory to handle, he was quickly moved to Ankara, Turkey's capital, where he was held. During Buddle's time abroad, Australian police had a lot of smoke but no fire. He was the subject of an Interpol Blue Notice. That's a request for police around the world to provide information on someone. It's 2 steps down from a Red Notice, which is a request that the person be arrested wherever they are found. While living in Cyprus, Buddle quietly married a local woman after splitting from his longtime partner, a much-photographed model. His ex, however, was also living in Turkey at the time, according to photos posted online. Buddle was in a Turkish jail for almost a month, during which an arrest warrant was issued for him in Australia. Rather than the often lengthy and sometimes messy process of extradition, however, there seemed a nod and a wink between officials. Buddle was deported, as an independent decision by Turkish authorities, the Aussie cops said, and flown 7,000 miles to Darwin in northern Australia, aboard a chartered plane, escorted by Turkish officers. He was arrested after touchdown. In Australia, police took few chances. Buddle was escorted under exceptional security. Here he is arriving at a police station in this unorthodox manner. Now, whether this was a special security move to prevent escape, or as a clever way for police to photograph his capture without showing the faces of the officers doing it, I'm not sure. You'll see they're masked up for the occasion and not with the COVID varieties. Police said they feared underworld friends might try to bust him out, or gangland foes might try to kill him. Buddle faces charges in Melbourne of importing and conspiring to import a commercial quantity of border-controlled drug, namely 160 kilos of cocaine, given a police estimate of 40 million Australian dollars. In US dollars, that's about 27.5 million. 5 people were already arrested for that load, which was intercepted in Melbourne in May of last year. It was hidden in a shipment of air filters, seen here. Police said it was the work of a high-priority transnational criminal syndicate operating out of Hong Kong and Turkey. to put Buddle before a judge, authorities chartered another jet to fly him clear across the country, 2,300 miles south from Darwin to Melbourne, with Buddle and his minders the only passengers. It has been suggested he originally landed in Darwin because it was the only place in Australia that has an international airport, but no chapter of the Comanchero. Police then revealed that Buddle was the first success of a previously secret task force called Operation Gain. It's an interesting tactic. Here's how police described it.
This man has been a target of the AFP-led transnational offshore disruption task force known as Operation Gain since March 2021. This is the first time the AFP has publicly revealed the existence of this task force, which targets Australia's biggest organised crime threats offshore.
He said Buddle was just the beginning, one of more than 20 task force targets. He also confirmed Buddle was one of hundreds of accused criminals who was using the Anom encrypted phone app. That's the huge sting operation run by the FBI and Australian Federal Police that operated a supposedly secret phone service meant for criminals that police were able to monitor. A lot of those snapped up by police after that sting last year were Comanchero members and associates. Mark Buddle was finally presented in a courtroom in Melbourne on Friday, August 5th, 2022. The careful security continued. His appearance was brief. He didn't bother applying for bail. Local reporters said his lawyer told them he wasn't aware of any safety concerns over Buddle, and none were raised during the hearing. Always a showman, though, Buddle gave a nonchalant grin when he spotted a camera poking into the back of an armored police van where he sat wrapped in chains. Not bad for a guy facing a life sentence. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And for bonus content and other perks, join me on Patreon at patreon.com/themobreporter.